Now, where is she? I think she might be out on patrol. Could wait, I suppose, but why not go out and surprise her? Usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first, so you might be able to catch her there. It's not far. Head out the south side and you'll soon see it. And you'll stay behind, in case she comes back while you're gone. Yep, that's why you'll stay behind. 234 to the south. I think it might be right here. Alizé, where are you? Alizé is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints on the ground and look to be about the right size. Lead to the northwest. Continue to the northwest. Hi, Amy. Come on. No, you're just gonna headbutt my leg. Curve to the west. No uppies, only headbutts. Got it. Oh, I want the muscle memory still. Come on. Into mess of disturbed sand. Uh-oh. Alizé? There we go. Only like 5 laps. Oh, hi.
Is that... It can't be.
This is more entertaining when you remember I've Fantasia'd since the last time they saw me.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner. How are you?
Good, you?
We've fought them to a standstill then. The XIV did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't. just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived.
I haven't talked to Alphino yet. You're the cooler one.
I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where 1 would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But on this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the First tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations.
That seems bad.
Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the Flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities.
Shit.
They are creatures of
Light
base
zombies.
instinct that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason. Which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
It's just a matter of time. More for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And to add insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it has served me well as a training ground. Tisley and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you. While you help me finish my patrol, of course. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn, and you clear the west. That way you can have an undiluted experience with the resident terrors. Use marks on your map or where their usual spots are. You can assume that any beast with a white hide or carapace is a Sin Eater, but you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering after your other. Remember, Let's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling about out there, we can rendezvous back at the north entrance. Good hunting. Looks like I gotta fight 3 of them. Or, well, 3 groups of them, anyway. Random battle music, you have no right to go that hard. No right. Oh, well, that one was empty. An acorn tree. Or pinecone tree. Interesting. How about you? You got any? Yep, you do. Already a decent bit of the way up here. Let's go talk to the dad outside Nordsuk. Not sure what father will make of these goings on, but I must tell him what we saw, or rather, what we did not see. Okay. Have you been assisting my son with his work, yes? Sister, father, but we have grim tidings. Master Gungan. Might I have a... there they are. Whatever is the matter? Do not come any closer. Excuse me. Keep away from me, spirit. I beg your pardon. I may be rather long in the tooth, but I am still very much alive, I assure you. So you came to the conclusion that I was a ghost of the last Moloch on the basis that we have the same name. Perhaps we had best put this misunderstanding down to an overactive imagination. Jamiel the Ninth, the last Moloch, was my grandfather. It was named after him, which makes me Jamiel the 10th. So you're Naboth royalty? That makes sense now. I think. Why did you disappear like that? Tried to tell you that I was going to return to Mordsuk to prepare your reward, though seems that you did not hear me. All that scrabbling around in the dark must have drowned out my voice. Oh, sorry about that. I will listen harder from now on. In any case, I'm extremely grateful to both of you. I've learned much of my people and their exodus from the flood. There must be many, many more shinies for us to find. I don't know. I want to know more about the history of the Mord and their friendship with the Navath. It is my duty as future leader of Mordsuk. Cannot leave the treasures buried under the desert, or let the stories of our ancestors be forgotten. Let us work together to honor the past. Master Gangan, you have raised a fine son. He'll be a great leader one day, if he can afford working himself into an early grave. Gungan, there are many relics waiting to be discovered. There's no need to rush. They'll not crumple away to nothing while you're resting. Come, we have much to discuss. Gun, where are your manners? Gun, I'm sorry. He's forgotten to express his gratitude. Please, let me on his behalf. Thank you. But I was wondering, between all that digging, did he find time to rest? No. There is no resting. There is only Zul. Okay. Back to the inn at Journey's End. Well, that was loud. Someone really wants you to hear their motorcycles. Hey, Belly. Glad you're having a good day. Okay, we did calling their ranks. What do you want now, Alize? How did you fare? 2. Oh, I thought there might be 1 or 2 licking on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you to notice it yourself, but individually, these lesser senators are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers that they pose a threat. Much like the Void Scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful Sin Eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols. I call their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play. You've certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Tisleen, shall we? Alize tells me you helped her out on patrol. You have our thanks, and my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alize has missed your company. Everything is always at... If Archon was here, she would... That's an exaggeration. And I don't sound like that either. I'm simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Archon's methods. Honestly, after seeing her in action, I can understand why. The way she leaps into the fray without hesitation really is something to behold. Might be a little smitten myself. I'm only teasing. I've no doubt she deserves all the admiration she gets, just as you do. Love to lay out a welcome meal, but The duties I put off when I went to the market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alize? What, and twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can help you with. Could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder. Alize, while we do that, could you tend to a few patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them, seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Pawnil, Totten, and Hollerick. They may not give much in the way of a response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Yeah, sure, let me just also grab quests while I'm at it, but thank you. One glances at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Rook remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. Texture of his skin is hardened to something akin to plaster. What do you mean too far away? They're right in front of me. Excuse me, but I was wondering if you could help. One of the merchants from Motsuk is on his way, bringing much needed supplies. Problem is, the wares we are offering in exchange have yet to arrive. For anyone else, they could be persuaded to wait. This particular Mord has a reputation for being extremely impatient. He's even been known to call off deals over the smallest of quibbles. I'd be grateful if you could find what's caused this delay. While you search for the porter, I'll try to buy some time. Many thanks. The delivery is expected to come from the southwest. Godspeed. Should be someone right there. Yep. You're one of Alize's friends, aren't you? Here, you lot have a knack for putting down troublesome beasts. Not sure if that includes the supernatural, but walking courses known as Gillmen have been running amok outside of the south entrance. I grab anyone who wanders too close and drag them under the sand. I almost fell victim to myself. I was lucky to escape. Thing is, I dropped my mother's pendant as I fled. I'll do anything to get it back. She was a patient here, you see. That's all I have to remember her by. Luckily, we found that enchanted darts shot from a blowgun send the Gillmen back to whichever hell they crawled from. My plan is to rush in and grab the pendant, while you shoot those undead bastards from a distance. So, will you help me? I knew you would. Come on, let's get this over with. I get to shoot things with a blow dart? Heck yeah! Looking for work by any chance? I'm supposed to be draining water out of plants with these siphons, but I could use some help. You probably noticed the whole area is lousy with all sorts of hostile creatures, which means this is not a job for the faint of heart. It'd be fine if siphoning the water didn't take so long. While I'm waiting, I'm easy prey. If you could go in my place, I'll see that you're properly rewarded. Fine. Fine, I can handle the danger. I'll just be like, walks out, what's up, danger? Do you have a moment? Please keep this to yourself, but one of my men has been acting strangely of late. So I'm sure you can appreciate there are certain things that the guards here, myself included, may not wish to discuss openly. I hope that you, as an outsider, may be able to find out what is troubling him. He's currently stationed a short distance south of here. If you could let him hear, I would be most grateful. Lots of side quests. You, Blow Dart guy. Let's go. Fairly certain I dropped the pendant by those ruins over there. As soon as I've found it, I'll race back to the inn. In the meantime, I need you to keep the Gilman off my back. There goes nothing. If any Gilman appear, shoot them with the enchanted darts. You move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target the Gilman and use the blow dart. Come on. There. Do 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 do. Ta-da! Just a quick shooting mini game in our RPG. There's a porter. Sorry, didn't see you there. Is there something you want? What sent you? Bloody hell, am I that far behind schedule? Anyway, these sacks contain half of the deal. Our half of the deal. Well, maybe a bit more than that. I got carried away and brought too much to carry by myself. It's a miracle I made it this far. Do you think you could help me cover the last stretch of the journey? How far to go now? These things are heavy, so watch your back. Remember, bend at the knees. Transport the sack to the expectant moored merchant in the inn at the journey's head within the allotted time, 60 seconds to get back. Okay. So, time to run. Normally negotiating around the enemies, but I am so overleveled they don't even target me. Late. If your friend did not pour such delicious tea, I would have taken my wares back to Mortsook. Next time, you won't be so lucky. It was a near thing if I ever saw one. To think what he'd do without those supplies. Although I must say, didn't expect that you would end up carrying the goods here yourself. That sack was full of adobe bricks, you know. Considering they're only made from clay mixed with water and straw, they last an incredibly long time. Even those excavated from the ruins are still perfectly adequate for building work. In fact, the Mord plan to use them in repairing their windmills. Still, bricks are bricks, far from the easiest thing to carry over long distances. Perhaps next time we'll send more than one person to transport them. Now that I think of it, this whole thing was very poorly planned. We're lucky we had you to help us on this occasion. Hopefully it won't happen again. They didn't like that very much, did they? And best of all, I got the pendant. You know, I've never seen such fine aim with a blowgun. The secret, though, lies in the darts. They're excavated from the ruins of Nabothorang. According to the historians, these same darts were used by the Naboth to destroy Gilman all those years ago. There were whole stockpiles of the things, in fact. Anyway, that's enough about ancient history for one day. More importantly, I'd like to thank you for all you've done. Please accept this as thanks and give Alize my regards. Yes, I do enjoy being paid in money.